It's now my pleasure to introduce our first speaker for the morning. He is the president and CEO of Montefiore Medicine and the chairman of the board of trustees for the New York City Police Foundation, Dr. Phil Ozawa.
Thank you very much. I'm happy and delighted to welcome everyone here this morning to the annual State of the NYPD briefing. We're honored by the presence of several distinguished guests. I'd like to welcome the Honorable Eric Adams, New York City's mayor. Welcome, Your Honor. We have with us also several members of the City Council, the NYPD's First Deputy Commissioner, Eddie Caban, Chief of Department, Jeff Madry, and many members of the NYPD's leadership team. I also wish to acknowledge the members of the board of the Police Foundation who are here. Thank you all for your support and your vigorous commitment to the safety of our city. Let me also thank the dynamic leaders of the foundation, President and CEO Susan Birnbaum. Thank you, Susan. Executive Director Greg Roberts, as well as the foundation's other outstanding staff. And to all our supporters here this morning, thank you. Because of your extreme generosity, the foundation remains at the forefront of innovative work in policing, work that is even more vital in this, our 50th year. Our investments are focused in 4 key areas. 1, fighting terrorism and crime, capturing dangerous criminals, seizing illegal firearms, working with our international partners to gather intelligence. Gun Stop, Crime Stoppers, International Liaison. These are just a few of the programs we sponsor. 2, trust. We strengthen communities by building bridges between the NYPD and the community, including after-school tutoring, after-school sports, and interactive real-life virtual reality scenarios involving NYPD officers and youth across the 5 boroughs, something known as options. 3, we support training, wellness, and education. We've installed cardiovascular fitness centers, exercise equipment, blood pressure monitors, wellness events, emotional support canines, and other activities, all designed to support the well-being and mental health of the NYPD's members. And finally, 4, technology and capital improvements. We continue to pilot new technologies and provide resources, including state-of-the-art vehicles and services to protect the public and the police. Over this last year, we've been extremely honored and proud to work very closely with Police Commissioner Keechant Sewell. As you know, before serving the City of New York, Commissioner Sewell was Nassau County's detectives chief. And you know her credentials: commanding officer of multiple precincts, internal affairs, narcotics, vice, the major K squad, a graduate of the FBI National Academy, trained hostage negotiator, member of the executive board of the Federal Joint Terrorism Task Force. But just weeks into her tenure as New York City Police Commissioner, 2 NYPD officers were ambushed and brutally murdered. And in the midst of that repugnant and horrific tragedy, and with the city reeling, Commissioner Sewell led the NYPD with compassion, with vision, and with strength. In that moment, when those on the force and those of us across the city looked to her, she steadied us with her strength and comforted with her words. In times of crisis, we come to know ourselves, and on their hardest days, we come to know our leaders. President Theodore Roosevelt, a former NYPD commissioner, once said, the best prize that life has to offer is the chance to work hard at work worth doing. Protecting our city today and securing New York City tomorrow is not only just hard work worth doing, it is also a sacred calling. And New Yorkers everywhere are in your debt, Commissioner, for answering that call and for stepping forward to lead the NYPD. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 45th Commissioner of the New York City Police Department, Keishant Sewell.
2022 was a year that was not without hardship, sadness, and sacrifice.
Those who seek to dim the beacons of hope across these 5 boroughs, look outside. Hear our voices. See the presence in this cathedral. The NYPD will never give up this city.
Our work this year has had challenges, as police work always does.
At 8:24, the morning commute turned to complete chaos. A gunman opening fire on a crowded rush hour train in Brooklyn.
But the women and men of the NYPD never wavered in their commitment to keep New York City safe. With all that was faced this year, also came tremendous success. Our top goal on day one was to reduce gun violence and homicides. In 2022, both decreased by double digits. Over 260 less shootings this year, over 300 fewer victims of gun violence. Nearly 7,000 firearms off our streets, and a 27-year high in gun arrests. We deepened our coordination with our law enforcement partners and created new neighborhood safety teams, specially selected, specially trained, and effective at seizing guns and improving community conditions. In our subways, the lifeblood of our city, our mission was to not only make people statistically safe, but to make them feel safe too. We surged over 1,000 officers into the system and worked with the MTA to alert riders of NYPD services. The bottom line being more visibility, more coverage, and more public engagement. By every metric, total arrests, major crime arrests, number of summonses issued, transit system patrols, and sweeps, along with historic clearance rates by our world-renowned detective bureau, it was clear our personnel, uniformed and civilians, rose to every challenge. Clear, sustained progress is being made in the fight against crime. But we know we cannot do it alone. Public safety is a shared responsibility. Building off this momentum, we will continue to engage our community partners. We will soon launch a strategic plan that will guide this agency over the next 2 years to strengthen and transform policing in New York City. There is no doubt that 2023 will bring new challenges, but in our profession, there is always more work to do. As the finest, let's step forward together.
Good morning. Morning, how are you?
How are you? Good? Everybody's good?
Good, yeah, thank you.
Good.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Everything okay? All right, take care, guys.
How you doing? Good morning. How's everything good?
Good morning, everybody. Good morning.
Good morning. Good, how are you?
Hey, how you doing, sir? Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Same to you.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning, everyone. It goes a long way, yes? Thank you all for joining us. I cannot begin today without first thanking Dr. Philip Ozawa. Doctor, you are a global healthcare innovator, a formidable and benevolent figure in the field of science and medicine, and a tireless champion in the cause of public safety. To put it simply, you are the perfect steward for this incredible organization, the New York City Police Foundation. Thank you for your leadership, for your vision, and for an incredible friendship over the last year. To the trustees and the foundation's amazing staff, President and CEO Susan Birnbaum, Executive Director Greg Roberts, and the rest of the amazing team, I cannot adequately convey how much your support is appreciated. We are truly honored to have with us today the leader of the City of New York, the Honorable Mayor Eric Adams, along with members of his senior team as well. Councilwoman Camilla Hanks, our Public Safety Chair, and all of our elected officials. I saw the U.S. attorneys for the Eastern and Southern District, I believe, as well. Breon Peace is here as well. I think Damian Williams may be here in the audience. We are also pleased to have here a number of NYPD executives and members who put a great deal into this presentation and into this department. Our partners from the New York State Police, Michael Sullivan as well, is here today. To all of you, the supporters of the New York City Police Foundation, we cannot thank you for what you do. 51 years ago, the foundation understood that public safety is not just the job of the police, that we all have to take responsibility for the security and well-being of our neighborhoods. This foundation is an unbreakable partnership and a testament to the dual commitment and investment in the New York City's finest police department and the diverse citizenry of this city. If I have failed to mention anyone here or thank you, I sincerely apologize. The fact is that I could thank people for this entire presentation and the list would still be incomplete. I would forget to mention a person or an organization that makes the NYPD what it is, or rather the state that it is in. Capable, resilient, and with enduring strength. Last year, we did this address via Zoom. The last in-person State of the NYPD was 2 years ago. What a difference that time has made in the NYPD and in this city. After 2 years of illness, civil unrest, and tragedy, the onboarding of a new administration, the NYPD needed a top-to-bottom diagnostic. Dr. Ozawa, if I may, a CT scan. It needed blood work, prescriptions to fight chronic conditions, treatments for the acute, and as you can see in the news, there were plenty of stress tests. In early February of last year, our year-over-year crime was up 48%. We had horrific incidents that garnered worldwide attention. Low ridership in our transit system, desolate streets, offices, and businesses shuttered. Fully coming out of the pandemic, the people of this city rightfully looked to the new administration to reverse the state of this city, and specifically to the NYPD to bring crime under control and restore the ability to live, work, shop, and play without fear. The mayor and I knew that with a confluence of unprecedented events, challenges, and obstacles, there would likely be a spike in crime. We knew that this would not be a sprint to reverse the ailments plaguing this city, but a marathon with mile markers. By the summer of last year, we were able to cut the year-over-year increase in crime down to the 30s, a progress marker. We ended the last quarter of 2022 with an overall decrease in crime in this city, another mile down. It was and continues to be a hard fight, but we are conditioned for it. We lost a great deal of experience and talent at the end of last year, dedicated public servants. But the new team is strong and ready to address the concerns and challenges facing this city. Since the beginning of last year, we have demonstrated the legislative hurdles to getting us back to the record low crime figures of the past. Our arrests are up. Detective Bureau case clearance rates are exceptional. Quality of life enforcement is up. Our vehicle and traffic law enforcement is extensive. Our youth and community engagement is extraordinarily robust. And the NYPD is doing all of this with reduced staffing levels not seen since 2014. We continue with increased visibility, collaborative, impactful precision policing, and targeted enforcement in our subways, streets, and housing. We continue working with our local and federal prosecutors and investigators, interrupting the flow of narcotics and interdicting guns. But we continue to operate in an environment of chronic recidivism. The lack of holding offenders and predators and bad actors accountable for their actions. A system that is deficient in meaningful intervention for our youth. One of the most troubling trends we saw in 2022 was a spike in the number of individuals under the age of 18 involved in our shootings, either as the victim or the one pulling the trigger. And it continues. With the violence we are seeing from and against our teenagers every day, we must ask ourselves, are the road signs to the off-ramps to criminality not well lit? Are the letters too small? Is the view obstructed? Are the instructions too vague? Or is the path too narrow? The NYPD knows how to fight crime, and we are doing it now. We will continue to advocate for the legislative amendments that we need to continue to drive down crime and hold violent criminals and those who prey on the people and businesses of this city accountable. But we cannot do it without the people in this room and our communities. The Options Program, funded by the Foundation, a state-of-the-art virtual reality tool, speaks to the mission of creating better pathways for our teenagers and young adults. The program helps our city's young people build decision-making skills, access career development opportunities through a series of workshops, training programs, and internships. This is an important component of our strategy to reduce youth violence. Our connection with our youth is the cornerstone of our crime-fighting deterrence and engagement strategy. Crime Stoppers has been and remains a pillar in our crime-fighting efforts.
Keeping New York City safe just got easier. NYPD Crime Stoppers has an app that allows anyone to provide information about a crime that has occurred, and it's completely anonymous. You may be eligible to receive up to $3,500 for a tip that leads to an arrest and an indictment. Visit our website and social media channels for videos and information about other known violent crimes. You can also call 1-800-577-TIPS. Download our free app.
In the nearly 4 decades that Crime Stoppers has existed, it has fielded hundreds of thousands of anonymous calls, resulting in more than 50,000 cases closed, including 1,400 murders and attempted murders. The reward money, over $3 million since 1983, drives the program, and it's all done through private donations. With our added Crime Stoppers truck, The NYPD now has the capability to spread our crime-fighting message to every neighborhood in this city. By the way, Operation Gun Stop is another crucial tool we use to fight crime. This program rewards members of the public whose tips lead to an arrest for the possession of an illegal handgun. As a result of that program, over the past 20 years, we've taken more than 6,000 firearms off the street and made nearly 9,000 arrests. And you've paid over $4.2 million in rewards. And you make sure to keep the finest safe too. Last year, the foundation generously purchased more than 1,000 additional ballistic vests for the NYPD's Detective Bureau. And your contributions have a long arm in keeping New York City safe. In the wake of September 11th, recognizing New York City's unique status as a target of terrorism, the NYPD built a world-class intelligence and counterterrorism infrastructure that works collaboratively with its state and federal law enforcement partners. The NYPD now has eyes, ears, and boots across the globe.
Shalom and good morning. I'm Detective Charlie Benaim, stationed in Tel Aviv, Israel. I'm working with the Israeli National Police to monitor terrorism and criminal leads involving New York City from this region.
Assalamu alaikum. Good morning. I'm Detective Andrew K. Marchibuco, stationed in Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates. I'm working with the United Arab Emirates Ministry of Interior to monitor terrorism and criminal leads involving New York City from this region.
Assalamu alaikum. Good morning. I'm Detective Victor Roses, stationed in Doha, Qatar. I'm working with law enforcement at the Ministry of Interior to monitor terrorism and criminal leads involving New York City from this region.
Good morning. I'm Sergeant Edward Lee, stationed in Singapore. I'm working with the Singapore Police Force and other regional police to monitor terrorism and criminal leads involving New York City from this region.
Marhaba. Good morning. I'm Detective Ronak Patel, stationed in Jordan. I'm working with the Public Security Directorate Special Branch to monitor terrorism and criminal leads involving New York City from this region.
Hola, good morning. I'm Detective Manuel Pablo, stationed in Madrid. I'm working with the Madrid Municipal Police to monitor terrorism and criminal leads involving New York City from this region.
Good morning. I'm Detective Ethan Menon, stationed in Washington, D.C. And I work with D.C. Police and federal law enforcement agencies to monitor terrorism and criminal leads involving New York City from this region.
Yeah, I'm Detective Christopher Malone, stationed in Australia. I'm working with the New South Wales Police and the Australian Federal Police to monitor terrorism and criminal leads involving New York City from this region.
Bonjour, I am Detective Madeline McTagg, stationed in Lyon, France. I'm working with the International Criminal Police Organization, Interpol, to monitor terrorism and criminal leads involving New York City from all over the world.
Bonjour. Good morning. My name is Detective Henry Lafontaine, and I'm assigned in Montreal, Canada. I work with the Sûreté du Québec and Service de Police de la Ville de Montréal to monitor terrorism and criminal leads involving New York City from this region.
Bonjour. Good morning. I'm Detective Nicolas Gouzian, stationed in Paris, France. I'm working with the French National Police and the French Gendarmerie to monitor terrorism and criminal leads involving New York City from this region.
Good morning. I'm Detective John Lunt, stationed in Los Angeles, California. I'm working with the Los Angeles Police Department to monitor terrorism and criminal leads involving New York City from this region.
Good morning. I'm Detective Michael Catton. I'm stationed in Toronto, Canada. I'm working with the Toronto Police Service to monitor terrorism and criminal leads involving New York City from this region.
Good morning. I'm Intelligence Research Specialist Will Roberts, and I'm stationed in the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area, working with the United States intelligence community to help detect and disrupt terrorist threats to New York City and the nation.
Hola, good morning. I'm Detective Fausto Garcia, stationed in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. I'm working with the Dominican National Police to monitor terrorism and criminal leads involving New York City from this region.
Hello, good morning. I'm Detective Brian Kalbach, stationed in London, England. I'm working with New Scotland Yard to monitor terrorism and criminal leads involving New York City from this region.
Good morning. I am Sergeant Elfie James, stationed in the Netherlands. I am working with Europol and the Netherlands Police to monitor terrorism and criminal leads involving New York City from this region.
There are no imminent credible threats at this time.
There are no imminent credible threats at this time.
There are no imminent credible threats at this time.
There are no imminent credible threats at this time.
There are no imminent credible threats at this time.
There's no imminent credible threats at this time.
There are no imminent credible threats at this time.
There are no imminent credible threats at this time.
There are no imminent credible threats at this time.
There are no imminent credible threats at this time.
There are no imminent credible threats at this time.
There are no imminent credible threats at this time.
There are no imminent credible threats this time.
There are no imminent credible threats to report at this time.
There are no imminent credible threats at this time.
There are no imminent credible threats at this time.
There are no imminent credible threats at this time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The success of the domestic and international liaison program in providing the department with timely information about worldwide events that may impact New York City is absolutely unmatched. The list can go on and on when it comes to innovation and moving forward together. We push the needle in this profession with the creation of the Real-Time Crime Center to provide immediate investigative support and analysis to the field on a 24/7, 365-day basis. And of course, you helped us with starting the initial pilot of our body-worn camera program. No police department has a body-worn camera system of the size and scope of the NYPD's. And only in New York can we apprehend a robber going in the wrong direction on a busy city street on a horse, of course. There is no simple single dose to ensure public safety. No inoculation, no magic formula. True public safety is the product of many stakeholders and partners. It is the sum of many acts. It must be dynamic, not static. And the response of our police has to meet every challenge head on. It affects the small business owner who has to keep merchandise under lock and key because of concerns of retail theft. And the people standing in line for 20 minutes trying to purchase those items that are locked away. There is clearly much more work to do. But we continue to address the concerns of the people that we serve. In 2022, we showed once again that we are a model in flexibility and adaptability. We can never accept what is final, and we will always strive to exceed expectations. This is what the NYPD was built to take on. Through its professionalism and experience, stepping forward will be engineered and ingrained into our culture. The NYPD is stepping forward today. Our strategic plan is built upon 4 overarching goals. Strengthen our workforce by seeking diverse talent, promoting wellness and providing effective training, transforming policing in the city of New York through continuous improvement and innovation, and engage our community partners to enhance our relationship with the public. We're going to promote public safety and respect through the evolution of neighborhood policing and precision policing, as the NYPD does best. Every initiative, every objective put forth from this agency will emanate from the prism of these 4 goals. We are not talking about this in the abstract. This is not a 30-minute commercial for the NYPD. Throughout 2022, our Innovation Steering Committee, led by the Chief of Strategic Initiatives, Issa Abbasi, with input from every level of this department, conducted a 360-degree audit of this department and put forth more than 600 recommendations to improve this agency. We will be acting on many of those recommendations throughout the next 2 years. As we seek to strengthen our workforce, We've ramped up efforts in recruitment, retention, and training. It was clear that we had to do needed changes in our Special Victims Unit. We created a career path within the unit, enhanced the training of our members, added detectives, and instituted a mentoring program to improve the quality of these very sensitive investigations, keeping in line with our department's victim-centered focus. Strengthening our workforce also means that we have to take care of the people who take care of this city. Our greatest asset in the NYPD is our personnel. A cornerstone of our strategic plan is to ensure the wellness of our personnel and improve morale. Please welcome one of your greatest gifts to the well-being of this police department, Piper, Jenny, and Glory. Thank you, Piper. Our emotion support dogs have provided comfort to our members and their families in times of great crisis and tragedy. This program has been tremendously successful, and we cannot thank you enough. Thank you. Within the first hours of 2022, one of your police officers was shot in the head as he slept in his car. After he finished working the New Year's Eve detail and was scheduled to begin his next tour in the next few hours. So we are forced to ask ourselves, why was he sleeping in his car in the first place? During turnaround tours, it is not uncommon for our officers to sleep in break rooms or in their cars when those break rooms are at capacity. As I visited commands, it was painfully clear that over the years, these break rooms have deteriorated. Some of them are in completely unacceptable condition. Through the kindness of the foundation and Dr. Azuwa, we are going to renovate and improve these rooms across the city. In the last year, the foundation sponsored the remodel of the break room in the 3-2 precinct in honor of our fallen detectives, Jason Rivera and Wilbert Mora. These changes, along with the exploration of family-friendly tours, are aimed at improving the quality of life of your officers. Through continuous improvement and innovation, we will leverage technology. Last year, the NYPD partnered with the Ring camera security system and its neighborhood application as a multiplier to our citywide Argus camera system, getting vital leads from the community members who wish to share in this responsibility of public safety. A new NYPD application for smartphones is in development to provide unprecedented access to police information and services at your fingertips. Typically, the public engages with the NYPD by either calling 911 because of an emergency, because they are the unfortunate victim of a crime, or they've just stopped into a precinct. We are shifting that paradigm. The NYPD is going to be the most accessible police department in the world by providing direct level access to its services. We are going to bring information directly to the public and our community partners. Our forthcoming app will give the public the ability to file certain criminal complaints, locate a precinct, and get the schedules for local community precinct council meetings. You will be able to retrieve a collision report, get push notifications about public safety threats, traffic issues, and other critical incidents. It will also give the public the ability to compliment our officers. But we also recognized that the smartphones that we give our officers can do so much more. In the near future, an augmented reality application will assist our officers with known conditions, wanted subjects, and hazards in real time by simply holding up their cell phone to a location. The department maintains a wealth of information in our domain awareness system. It is able to give officers information, but in order to access that data, our officers have to run inquiries and searches. Augmented reality will help our officers better visualize that data. The uploaded information will provide all types of services. It will give the officers the ability to be right at the forefront of what we need to make this city safe, and it will also make them safe too. We're going to transform how we police and engage with our community partners. Late last year, the NYPD began sending public safety alerts via email to all city, state, and federal elected officials. This initiative increases our transparency, collaboration, and accessibility with our elected partners. It is inspired by our own internal public alert system. Our officials are passing laws that affect this city and this police department. We want them to have the clearest picture of what crime looks like in every neighborhood in this city, as well as the issues that affect their constituents and our officers. This is a new era in policing. We're providing information to the public and representatives, and we're building upon the interactive dashboards that are available on our websites. Members of the public can interact with our data in ways not envisioned so many years ago in the past. We have more dashboards on board for 2023. CompStat is without a doubt the most successful crime-fighting strategy in a generation. It has been replicated throughout the world. In the 30 years since its inception, New York City saw a steep decline in crime. And year after year was America's safest big city. So how do we improve upon that? In 2022, we are going to bring the community into the CompStat process. CompStat Community Forums will be a public-facing version of the well-known performance management approach to policing. They will help connect the NYPD with the members of the community we serve. To review community-specific crime trends, quality of life concerns, and collaboratively identify solutions to keep our neighborhoods safe. The program was piloted in 2022 and will be expanded to all patrol boroughs in the first quarter of this year. Every portion of this plan, the initiatives and technology, will promote and enhance public safety and evolve neighborhood policing. We have expanded opportunities for citizen engagement, opportunities to build trust, and expand on our ability to address the needs of our diverse communities. Every neighborhood is different, and every commander will present a plan for their community to step forward consistent with this strategic plan. Every message we put out, every initiative, every crime-fighting strategy will be in line with this vision. We are making another statement here at the State of the NYPD. The NYPD RMP is iconic. Just about every television show or movie set in New York City features our RMP front and center. Yet even icons are due for an update and change every now and then. We are exploring potential design changes as we speak. Today is the first time we have showcased any of these changes. is not only a new exterior design, which includes the over 100-year-old NYPD flag. They will include 360-degree camera systems to increase the safety of our officers, a QR code to improve customer service, and a revamped interior for a more efficient and comfortable work environment for our officers. The NYPD are second to none in their dedication and commitment to the people of this city. We are truly fortunate to have some of the most extraordinary women and men who give a great deal of themselves day in and day out. And with that in mind, I'd like to introduce you to a truly special member of your NYPD.
Inspector Natisse T. Gilbert joined the New York City Police Department in March of 2000 and began her career on patrol in the 79th Precinct. Currently the executive officer of the Detective Bureau, Inspector Gilbert has also commanded the Vice Enforcement Division, the Office of the Chief of Detectives, the 105th Precinct, and Police Service Area 1. She also served as executive officer of the 105th Precinct and Police Service Area 1.
Inspector Natisse Gilbert has a stellar career with this department. In the early days of 2022, Inspector Gilbert was closely at the side of Chief of Detectives James Essig during some of our most challenging incidents and investigation. As she prepared once again to serve as our citywide inspector, Inspector Gilbert suffered a devastating and debilitating medical emergency. But as the extraordinary fighter and leader that she has always been known to be, she continues her recovery and is here today with her friends and family to join her fellow executives. And it is my honor and privilege today to promote you to Deputy Chief. Congratulations, Chief. As we close in on our 178th birthday, the state of the NYPD is resiliently strong. It is unwavering in its commitment to keep and make New York City safe. It remains in a constant state of evaluation, innovation, and improvement. The NYPD has been at the forefront when it comes to revolutionizing policing. We have led change. We set the bar for progress. The NYPD is a thought leader. We just think differently than others and push the boundaries and capabilities of our profession to better serve the public. We simply cannot do it without our communities and the people in this room and the support, specifically, of the New York City Police Foundation. Ladies and gentlemen, the rules have changed. The answer is to step forward, to never take security for granted, and to make it our steadfast priority. To step forward boldly, confidently, and together. Thank you for being here. Thank you for running this 5-borough marathon with the NYPD. And thank you for all that you do in this shared responsibility for public safety. Thank you for your time. I will now bring up the President and CEO of the Police Foundation, Susan Birnbaum.
That's a nice picture. I wonder who that is. So I just wanted to say, before we have time for a few questions, thank you, Commissioner. I think you bring In all the years we've done this, I think you bring your special touch to make this more special than ever before. So thank you so much. Before we take a couple questions, I do want to thank 3 sponsors that we had this morning to help sponsor this breakfast. Dr. Phil Azwa, our trustee and chairman, Dale Hemmerdinger, and Robert Tucker. Thank you so much for supporting this breakfast. We have 2 people holding microphones. We only have time for a couple questions. I'm sorry, because we're running out of time, but if you'd like, you can raise your hand and we'll bring the microphone over to you. Table 6, if we have somebody with a microphone to go over there. Hi, Ian.
Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you for all your hard work and your leadership of the department. As you reflect on the past year, what came as a surprise? What was what you expected? How would you put a bookend around it?
I think the surprise for me was how quickly I was able to be connected with the women and men of this police department. They are truly extraordinary. But to your question about what I expected them to be the hard-working agency that I worked alongside for 25 years in Nassau County. I watched and worked with them on a number of investigations and cases and projects over the years, and saw the professionalism, saw the dedication, and now I get to work with it up close. And that's exactly what I expected. And I appreciate your question. Was there another question, or was that it? All right, good.
Table 16. Naomi?
Good morning. Commissioner, thank you so much for everything that you do. I'm wondering if you can comment on morale within the NYPD.
So, as we talked about during the State of the NYPD, we came into this department, the mayor and I came into this department, the city, and we recognized that we had to lift up the officers who work in this department. I think all of us remember the videos and news footage we saw during the times of civil unrest when our officers were dealing with a great deal. One of the things that I made it a priority to do was to show them how important they are to this city. I think we are definitely on the rise as far as morale goes, and I think the projects that the foundation is sponsoring, being the break rooms and a number of other initiatives that we're doing to show the officers that they have support, I think will go a long way.
I think we promised you'd get out of here at 9:30, and I believe it is 9:30, so let me conclude by thanking our chairman, Dr. Azwa, all of our trustees, of course the police commissioner, Mr. Mayor, thank you so much for being here, and to my incredible staff, Taylor Kahn, Dana Ferraro, thank you so much for helping to throw this together. It's a wonderful briefing and a wonderful morning. Thank you for your support.